Okay, we are looking at the SketchUp to Hammer plugin, and what we're doing is we're just drawing some SketchUp geometry. I'm going to draw a box real quick. I'm going to go ahead and select it and make it a group. Groups will come across as brushes in SketchUp, and I can scale it or ungroup it or regroup it or move it around or rotate it, and that information will come across. I can also make it a component so that if I were to say make a copy of it and drag some instances around, any changes I make to the original would be reflected in those copies. I can make groups of groups or components, and everything will filter through down the hierarchy. So here I am changing one side of the box, and that change is reflected in all the instances, despite any move, rotate, or scale operations. And once we have something we like, we'll just come on down. Let's go ahead and make a light first. We'll make a copy of that one and bring it over. So I have two lights and an environment light, and I'm going to drag over an entity, and this one is a it is an NPC zombie, and I'll just drag that in there. And so that named box, that component, will convert to an actual entity in Hammer. So we'll go ahead and export here and switch over to Hammer, and we'll just open up that file, and here we are in the level, and you see it's come in with the brushes and the entity. There's our zombie, there's our player start and our environment light, and it's correctly put our no draw textures up, our skybox textures. Still a couple of quirks to work out with the texture scaling. But let's go ahead and make some adjustments. So back in SketchUp, and let's just try rotating and copying some of these a little bit more, just to get a sense of the quickness of exploration. I'm just going to grab some of these and rotate them around. Oops. Let's go back in. There we go. And I'll just move these together. And let's move the whole assembly down a little bit. There we go. So let's test some of these interpenetrations of brushes. And I'll go ahead and re-export. And it takes a moment or so to process all the geometry. And we'll jump back to Hammer now. And we'll just close that and reopen it. And we see the levels come back in, this time with all of our updates. Fairly straightforward. So now I'm just going to hit run and see if we can jump in the level. And here we go. So there's our SketchUp model. And everything looks as we expect it to, and works as we expect it to with angry zombies. Still a couple of little issues to work out. There's that tip of that brush. And if you guys have any questions about this, let me know.